Hi, my name's Kaleb Cardin.
I'm Rebecca Cardin, and we live in Montrose, Pennsylvania. We've lived here since 2021, and we live 700 feet from a unconventional drilling site. Well, we moved up here because we wanted somewhere quiet to be so Caleb could cope with some of his combat trauma and I could go back to work and teach the kids about nature. We can't really go outside. It's very dusty here, it's very loud, and the sound of the traffic all the time is really, really hard on Caleb, and it affects his sleep and his ability to go outside. It's also made it a lot harder for us to do what we came here to do, which is we rescue ferrets, and we breed chickens and ducks. They don't like the dust either, and they don't like the noise either. We're working on it.
What's been challenging, like she said, the noise, the vibration from the ground, the quality of the air outside. Just can't even go outside in my own yard now. I already have like COPD and stuff, and it just makes me not able to breathe. I start sweating instantly, start huffing. I can barely walk to the garage without getting drenched in sweat. And no, it wasn't like that when I moved here. No, it was very nice, and nothing was going on really. What was it, about 7 or 8 months after we moved in, we got a little bit of warning in the summer, and they told us, they said, oh yeah, we're putting in a drill pad up there, but you'll just, like, when they start drilling, you'll just hear a little whining noise a little bit. You know, it won't bother you guys at all. That's what we were told. The other one was already going, but it wasn't active at the time when we moved in. I guess it was just one of their sites that was working, but now they've started drilling new holes there. Today we just drove around our property. We went around looking at things and checking the Geiger counter, and she was using the FLIR to monitor the gases in the air currently coming from the drill sites. We checked the dust, and it had a higher radioactive count, and the stuff the water they're dumping on the road, the frack water. Once it's too bad to frack with, they dump it on the road. And then if you look at all the sides of the road where they're doing that, all the trees are dead along the side of the road too. Yeah, and we went down there and checked it, and the Geiger counter more than doubled from just up here.
It's a little dystopian, honestly. We moved out here so they could be outside and learn a little bit about foraging and things like that. We've had to learn a lot about how to keep them safe. Within the first few months, they all had respiratory illnesses and kept getting respiratory illnesses. And then that started coming with signs like pneumonia after the fact, skin rashes, just strange stuff. The doctors weren't a lot of help up here with that. They didn't seem to know what was going on. They just said it was a virus that lasted for months on end. When I linked up with PSR, I learned a little bit more about some of the things we could do to keep the kids safe. So we started air monitoring. We don't go outside when it's not safe. We wear masks at the bus stop. We have air filters in the house, and they don't use the water. The kids have gotten a lot safer. But the protocols for coming in and out of the house based on air quality are a little rough to explain to kids that are, 6, 8 years old. We really just wanted a quiet life up here. We didn't want anything from anybody. I'm in school to be a social worker. I wanted to take what I've learned navigating the VA to help other people. It's not really possible now because I can't leave. It's too much for him to handle on his own.
Yep, and I just wanted to come here so I could continue with my therapy and getting better so that I could get back out there and get a new job, doing what I like, whether it be drones or engineering. That's what I was trying to do, and they've dampened that a lot. They've made my recovery a lot harder with this, and we put everything we had to get here. We were homeless a few years ago because I wouldn't get help, and then I finally got help, so we put everything we had into here, and we don't even have the money to deal with all this stuff, but we are, what do we get? Just my VA disability money and Social Security,
And my caregiver stipend, but it's not much. And things like proper water filtration are not things that are in our budget. So the kids brush their teeth with bottled water and wash their faces and hands with bottled water. We're doing our best.
Yep.
We weren't wealthy enough to be in this situation.
Yeah.
I would just say that the Clean Air and Water Act is in place for a reason, and it shouldn't really be based on what industry the pollution is coming from. If we're allowed to be safe here as United States citizens, then we should continue to be safe here regardless of who's poisoning us. It's not us wanting to get rich. It's not anything like that. We just want a quiet place to live.
And that's not going to happen here, so hopefully we can get out of this place. Well, we've been screwed over by this small town mentality where everybody knows everybody, so any avenue or route we try to take, somebody's warning the next guy to stop us. It kind of feels like a conspiracy of people working against you. I know it's not, but it kind of is. Our water, we did the home inspection, paid a lot of money for it, and the water test, and we got the test, and it said the water was good and everything was good. And then we moved in, we noticed the water after they started drilling over there got worse, and so we called and let, who was it, the DEP know? Mm-hmm. And so Cotera sent out their people to do the water stuff, and it took about 2 months. They finally got back to us and told us, well, they didn't even tell us, they just sent us the results. But they told our neighbor, who they have contact with because her land is where their drill site is, they told her that our water was already toxic in 2019 when they tested it, and it hadn't increased that much, and so they weren't responsible for the water, but we were told the water was clean when we moved in.
I think one of the biggest things is getting resources to parents in areas like this, because a lot of times the medical facilities aren't really on board with doing any testing that could be linked to something oil related.
That's very true.
And I know that it's a controversial thing, but health is health. It doesn't matter where it comes from. We just want the kids to be safe. And I think other people need that too.